What's up, guys? Another update on the Audi audio build. Things have been progressing along pretty good. I had a slight hang up when I mentioned I put that oil pressure gauge in. I actually had a clogged oil pump pickup tube, so I needed to take the oil pan off and fix that. The first time I put it back, the RTV on the oil pan gasket didn't seal right, so I had to take it all down again, yada yada, you know how that goes. So it looks like we got that straight now so far, so that's good, but we did make some progress. I've got the box here in progress. You will notice there's 4 holes, whereas before I mentioned I was going to hopefully do 310s. What I actually did was I hopped on some of the E10 version 3s that Jacob had on the yard sale that just recently came up. I went ahead and got 4 of those, dual 2 ohms, so I can wire at a final ohm load of 1 ohm to run on those 2 APMI 1500s I mentioned, strapped at 1 ohm, so each amp will be seeing it half. Basically right now the box is mostly built. I'm waiting to glue that second top layer you just saw me align till I get the subs to make sure this recess is going to work right. It's large enough. If it's not, that's okay. I can use the box without it for now, but I just wanted to verify before I glued it on. It uses a single 6-inch port. There you go, precision port. That one's old and crusty, but it gets the job done. That's 12 inches long. This box is right around 4.2-ish cubic feet after all the displacements, and with that port, it's tuned in like the 33 range. I may end up trying a 7-inch port using air conditioning style steel bell mouths and making my own port to get a little bit more port area, but not quite big enough to go up to an 8-inch. That's too much port. But we'll see how it does. The box itself is pretty straightforward, single layer everywhere. I got 2 oak 1 3/4 dowel rods right here in the middle and the 2 weak points, as well as one over on the right to kind of support, right there. So all this side should be fairly strong, all things considered, even without that second layer. But with that second layer on there, it should be kosher. So subs are supposed to come tomorrow. So given that I can test fit that and make that declarative, if it's all good to go, I'll go ahead and glue and screw that top layer down to the first layer, get that going. I also did get my second APMI 1500. Just went ahead and got it all wired up. So now you can see what we're working with. It's quite a bit of shit in a small space, and that's kind of what I was going for by taking advantage of this under floor space. Not sure if I pointed out before, but though this panel does tuck under there a little bit, I can still get the spare tire out of here without messing with any of this, which is super nice. But yeah, everything's wired in. You'll see a relay there in the middle of the screen. Basically, that's just for remote, to boost the remote level. Anytime you're running, I would say, more than 2 amplifiers off of the remote signal from the head unit, it's good practice to put in a relay. What'll happen is that remote output from the head unit won't be that strong to start with. It'll be quite a bit lower than signal voltage going to the head unit. So after you have a couple amps draw from it, it'll pull it down quite low, and then if you have voltage drop on top of that during bass, it can actually drop low enough to turn off the amplifiers. So using a little relay like that, stealing power off of my distribution blocks to source power for it, and then using the switched in from the radio to provide the signal, and then basically it has an output to each of the audio pipes, and then there's a T-off wire that goes from that audio pipe to the precision amp to turn it on. So all I have left to do is to run the strapping RCA from the bridge out there to the bridge in there, and then just reset all of the gain. Should be fine. I already set the gain on the master with my oscilloscope, but I just want to verify once we strap it, we're good to go. For speaker wire, for now, I have some 10 gauge OFC, just like standard speaker wire, coming off the strapped pair with a single 4 gauge OFC link between the negatives. That should be fine for now. Down the road I might upgrade that to like an 8 gauge speaker wire pair, but that should suffice for the time being. So all in all, this is ready to go. Once I get this tuned up and the strapping RCA on there, all this will be done. I'll get this retuned again just to make sure it's all copacetic. And then the power platform situation's good to go. I shouldn't have to worry anymore about sub power or anything like that. It'll pretty much be sorted regardless of what I do from here on out, mostly because I don't want to have to go nuts and adding a lot of electrical in this car. So that's kind of that. Pending the sub showing up tomorrow, I may have an update tomorrow, maybe the day after that. I do travel this weekend for work, but there's a decent chance all this is in and playing before then. I'll try to give an update if available when that time comes. But either way, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. I think that's about it. Another kind of angle here from the other side. But yeah, until the subs come, I get the box finished up. I probably won't see you guys. I'm gonna get the box all finalized, and then this will get wrapped in that same black carpet that the floor panels were wrapped in. These guys here. So they'll get wrapped that same color, so it should all match pretty nice. I just got to get around to doing it. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Look forward to seeing how everything works here with this stereo once we get it going. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.